Hey guys, it's TF now. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another action figure review. This is going to be of the Star Wars The Black Series, part of the Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi release of figures. This is going to be the deluxe NED-B figure, which originally I didn't know if I was actually going to get this, because it's originally like a $33.99 figure. I think that's the MSRP for it. But yeah, it's a little steep, even if it is, a deluxe figure, but it changed to like $23.99 or something in my cart while I had this pre-ordered. So Amazon must have dropped the price at one point and fulfilled that in my cart. So you know what, I'll take a win. NED-B was really cool in the Obi-Wan series. I thought it was a decent series overall. A few things here and there that could be better, but didn't hate it. This new style of packaging though, it's the windowless packaging. Honestly, with the Black Series line, I think it could be worse, honestly, because the way that the figure is displayed in here, a little bit of whatever's going on here, all that actually looks pretty nice. I would love to see the figure, though. It does say Star Wars The Black Series there. You do have Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi, NED-B. You also have warning, choking hazard, just forward up. The Hasbro logo, as well as plastic-free packaging. On this side, you get to see just a side profile here, what the figure would look like. As you can see, it says 6.6 inches. That's actually cool. It has the estimated height on there. That's really sick for people who need to know that. Plastic-free packaging. Again, all that stuff there. They did keep this gray and then going into a gradient color type of thing here, which I always like that. Nothing really on the top here. I do have a barcode on the bottom here. Let me focus up on that in case you need that. And then last but not least, we look on the back here, and there looks like there's not much of a read-up for NED-B. It's just mostly a read-up of the series. I'll get a little bit closer so you can read that there too. But there's the figure right there on the right, and it does say number 10 out of the Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi stuff. Multilingual warnings there. Let's go ahead and get this figure out of the packaging. And here's the figure out of the packaging. I'm really impressed with this figure. I've said a little bit ago that I'm kind of bored with the Black Series line, just with some of the stuff they've been doing and announcing, but their droid figures usually are very great. I really like the Dark Trooper this year, and now we have NED-B, which is another awesome droid figure. Let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories this figure comes with, then we'll take a closer look at the figure. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the E5 blaster rifle for battle droids. I believe the Grievous Black Series also has one. I don't know if this is the exact same sculpt here from the previous ones, but this is really nice. It looks like it's an overall dark gray plastic with a little bit of metallic finish to it. I think it looks really good. It shines really well in the light. I like all the inner workings going on here, where the barrel, the trigger, the handle. I don't know every single little thing going on here, but it still looks really nice. The way that this hand is molded right here with how those fingers look, it's not going to really be a great fit for the gun, but you could squeeze the middle and top finger together a little bit, and it looks like NED-B has a little bit of a better time holding it, but it still looks a little bit weird, as you can see right there. What NED-B doesn't have a hard time holding is the hammer. Let me show you really quick how this figure holds it. So you see it like that. The other side, it can hold it too. It's just that, again, the way that these are molded like that, it's a little bit of a looser fit, as you can see. I really like the overall sculpt that's going on here. It has a little bit of some metallic scratches on the top here. Paint would have gone a long way though on the top, but we have these whatever, I don't know what exactly these mechanisms are supposed to be, whatever's going on here, but that looks nice. The brown here, what would be the wood on the handle, could be better. It's bleeding onto the gray here, and it's also bleeding onto the black a little bit. You can see that line separation where the black and the gray should be, but yeah, it's just mostly in one tone here. It has a little bit of some scratches in there to make it look like it's wood. You have the black paint here, it's pretty clean, and at the bottom of the handle there. So, well, that's pretty good. Last but not least, we have the backpack system here. We have some gray on here. Looks like it's making it look like it's a little bit scratched here, up here as well. That could also be oil, because this figure is just covered in oil or dirt, whatever it is. You have the very light blue lettering going on here, and it's mostly molded in yellow, and then stuff going down here. Essentially, you're just going to want to, these are on a soft plastic system here, these tubes. So you want to move these around just a little bit when you're inserting the figure. Push this in all the way, and then pop these in. It's a little bit difficult to do at first, once you finagle it all in there just a little bit, it could be better, but that's what it looks like on the back. Finally, moving on to the actual NED-B figure, there are some things about the detailing and paint that are great and some things they could definitely have done better. First of all, this entire head sculpt is absolutely fantastic. I love how that looks. That is so good looking. With the, you know, the paint, yeah, eyes could be a little bit better. They look a little flat, but, you know, they're clean and they look fine. So that's good. A little bit of like some dirt sprinkled all throughout here on the face, or oil, whatever that is. That looks great too. These are some soft plastic pieces up here. The design of this is overall great. They really captured the design and figure form really well. There's some bumps in the detailing in the actual yellow. Looks like it's more smooth up here, and there's more bumps like around here, and then on the face, what would be the face and all that. We do have some dark gray molded in here. A lot of metallic paint could definitely go a long way. It's mostly molded in grays. It's not that it looks bad. The detailing is great. It's just that, where's that gun? If we got the gray on here with how it looks here, it's more metallic here, that would have been just leagues better. But it does not look bad how it looks right now. This is what the back of that head looks like. These inner workings around the neck, all that looks really good. So the detailing is there. It's really sick. We have some really clean paint actually with the blue lettering right here, this light blue circle all the way around his neck. That's really clean too. And there's again some bumps, as you can see in the detailing on the yellow there throughout the whole figure. The yellow is just molded in this plastic. I don't know if they maybe should have done like a plastic that looks like this where it's a little bit more glossy, and then they add the bumps in here to make it look, you know, a little bit better, a little bit more metallic, but it looks pretty good as it is still. It's just that the yellow is just a little bit flat. I'm not going to knock it too much for it. I've already shown off what the backpack looks like on here. The tubes are actually inserted in there right now, so I'm taking that off, and that's what the back looks like. They did continue some of that detailing with some of those bumps and a little bit of cracks too, just very minor cracks in the back, but there's not much paint and detailing on the back there since most of it is going to be covered by a backpack. We have a little bit of some inner workings, whatever will be going on here around the shoulder. Lift up the shoulder pad that's a little bit on a, you know, that system there with some soft plastic. You can see what's going on with the shoulder. That looks really good too. Again, a little bit of some metallic paint would have gone a long way. But we do have yellow matte, a little bit of a matte finish almost. It's a little bit of glossiness too. Paint right here on the upper arm, but it looks in person just a tiny bit different because this is molded in this yellow, whereas this is painted. But on camera here, it doesn't look too bad. A little bit of gray on the top too. We do have some gray going on there. Again, the way that this oil or dirt, whatever's going on here, I think it's oil, it's spread out really nicely, and it's pretty consistent with how the detailing looks, to where, you know, there's a smear right here, but then there's some sprinkles in there. All that looks really nice, and it's all pretty much one color too, so that's good. Looks like we have a little bit of oil there too, and we have some of the paint chipping off how it's supposed to look there. And this is also painted here. This, whatever this forearm piece would be, I think it looks really good. It's a little bit of a tiny bit of a softer plastic piece, at least on this end right here. Trying not to get too much in the way of this hand when it comes to articulation, but no matter what, it really won't budge. But forward is fine. We'll talk about the articulation a little bit. Detailing on the inside of the forearm is really nice. Forgot to mention, the elbow here has a clear plastic peg in there. Very similar to a bunch of their droids that they do, including the Dark Trooper. So that's pretty cool. So that's what the inside of the hand looks like with how the fingers look. That looks really sick. My neighbors are walking around for some reason right now. We do have the blue on here. It comes through really nice. I really like the contrast there with the blue mixed into the yellow. Whatever this dial pad would be right there, that looks really nice too. That's what the inside of this hand looks like. Another instance of where metallic paint would come a long way. Wherever all the detailing of what would be the stomach, it just looks a little bit flat with just a gray plastic with a little bit of glossiness in there. It doesn't look too bad. The overall detailing is nice, but it would look a little bit better with that metallic paint. That's what it looks like towards the back. I can switch this all the way around. You can get a better idea of what, you know, some of the detailing looks like all the way around there. So that's actually good. And then I forgot to mention, actually, you know, whatever's going on with this piece sticking out on the chest. It's a little bit of, like, I think a bronze button or two on there. Yeah, 2 of them right there. I acted like that is not super clear to see too. I don't know why I acted like that. We do have whatever's going on here too. It also would look a little bit better, you know, if it had some metallic paint as well. But, you know, the contrast where yellow or and gray meet, looks like the, you know, either color doesn't bleed onto the other too bad. Looks like there's a little bit of oil on the top here as well. Look towards the legs, and we have more mechanics and whatnot on the inner thighs there. And then these soft, well, this top here, this top part is a little bit of a softer plastic piece there. These things really want to go all the way on the outside of the hips there. So that does restrict articulation a little bit. Well, again, we'll get to that in a sec. But the oil, again, on the front of the thighs, all that looks fine. Looks like there's some tarnishing or what, you know, some wear and tear on the yellow there. That looks really good. A little bit of some bumps too. Again, the metallic paint. That's the last time I'm going to mention the metallic paint going a long way when it comes to this, the gray. And again, clear joints, just like with some of the other droids that we've gotten this year. Looking rather nice. Now we get down to the shins. Again, it's pretty consistent with this and this yellow there. You know, the rest of it too, except, you know, the stuff that's painted here, it's just a little bit inconsistent here, you know, all that. I've already mentioned that. The top of the shin there, or the front I should say, looking really nice. Some oil dripping down. And then we get down here, you see a little bit of, guess, of what would be some pivoting and servos or whatever for the toes, but they don't actually bend, unfortunately. I mean, I know it's not a Spider-Man figure, but that would have been kind of nice if they did that. Let me give you one quick look again on the back. It looks like you could pass this up with some oil there. That could be a paint splotch on the back. I'm not going to knock that too much. But overall, the paint, you know, it could be better in some of the yellow areas, definitely in the gray to make that look a little bit more metallic. But areas where there's, you know, the oil on here and the blue, the eyes of the face, and the overall sculpting is really clean on this figure. Articulation, ball joint up here and a separate one into the body, but it's really tight on this head here. Trying to rotate is not going to be amazing. It, you know, it can go up and down a little bit, but this is about the range of motion you're going to get, where it pivots like this, side to side. Up it could be better, and down could definitely be better. But the swiveling looks like that's fine. Arms go all the way around. They do go in and out. That's about as far as they go out, but this does not get in the way too much. That's nice. And then they swivel. You can move that shoulder pad with it too. And you do have a single joint elbow, but it swivels here. Also swivels at this point, and then it hinges all the way like that. So that's sick. Swiveling here at the wrist, as well as a hinge forward, which the forward goes really well. Pretty much the same on the other side. Ball jointed waist, swiveling forward, back, side to side. Swiveling great, but it could be better forward and side and all that. That's as far out as it wants to go with the kick. Not great. Could be better back as well. And then the, you know, it's not going to be the most agile figure, but the splits aren't great either. Upper thigh swivel is a little bit tight on my figure, but there you go. You have a single joint knee that actually bends really well. Swivels here, and also swivels at this point here. I wish it swiveled at the ankle. It does not. But we do get ankle rockers, and the toe bend, or the foot bend I should say, goes down that forward and then upward that much. So that's actually pretty good articulation. Quick size comparisons on the right. We have this year's Dark Trooper, which, as you can see, NED-B is just a tiny bit taller than the Dark Trooper. But I think NED-B should be much taller compared to the Black Series Wandering Jedi Obi-Wan. You know, not towering too much, but I do think it's a little bit too short. It is still going to be taller than that Obi-Wan figure, though. Overall, I am very pleased with this figure. I will admit it helps that I did get this for a much more discounted price, but even if I did pay the 30 to 33 bucks, I do think I would be decently satisfied. I think it just comes with a little bit less than what they are charging for. Mostly talking about the accessories. It comes with everything you basically need. The hammer, the blaster, and the backpack. I think that the paint apps could have gone a little bit better, mostly in the more gray areas. I think some more metallic paint would have been nice. maybe a little bit more consistent yellow in some areas, but where they did sprinkle some dirt or oil, whatever it is, I'm pretty sure it's oil, it looks really good. The overall sculpt, the articulation is really awesome. They usually do a great job with their droid figures, like I said earlier, and this is no exception. NED-B here is a deluxe figure. It's going to be a little bit over 30 bucks, like $33.99, I think I said was the MSRP. But I still think it's a pretty nice figure. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment down below what you think about the figure, what you think about the review. Leave a like, share amongst your friends. Follow me on Instagram for more content over there, and I'll see you guys later.